Good morning and welcome to Hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to seven, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. What's up, everybody? Today is, Friday? I think it's Friday, December 14th, and I'm here in New York City with my man, the one and only, Mr. Brian Benstock.
New York. So nice to hear you twice.
I love it, man. I love it. Look, Brian, we are live. I can't believe a couple old guys like us pulled this off.
Who the old guys? What old guys?
You guys check it out, man. We're going to go over some things this morning, but I got to tell you, I had to dress up. There's a reason I'm dressed up, and there's a reason my man Benstock over here is getting ready to go work out. And that's because, Brian, when I first left Dan Cummins, I needed some help with the show, and I had Brian come in and host a show for us, and this guy was suited up.
At 5:30 a.m., putting the suit on. I was walking around with the laptop looking for a place to plug in and looking for a place to get lights, and thankfully we're okay here. The Regency Hotel hooked us up, so we're good.
Yeah, this is perfect. So he's in the suit, right? So then last night, I'm in the hotel room with my daughter last night. Brian calls, he says, "Hey man, I'm going to stop by real quick."
Yeah.
So he stops by. Of course, he's in the suit. I'm in sweatpants and a hoodie.
Well, I just got back from work, man. So what can I tell you? Honey, I'm home. Come home to Glenn Lundy. That's great. Really great to have you here.
Well, it's awesome, man. But I thought, man, I got to get up a little early and put on a suit this morning because I want you guys to get to know Benstock a little bit in the running suit.
Your chair's taller than mine, and your mic is bigger than mine. What is up with that? I mean, seriously. I got Mike envy.
You're a clown, man. Look, listen. Today, where am I at? You got me all distracted here. Let's see. Okay, sophisticated New York life. We're talking about that. Dressing fancy, right? You're always dressing fancy. Awesome. I want to do that. Let's just get this started the right way. Let's say good morning to everybody.
Okay.
Let's do some dancing right out the gate. We got 72 people. We'll do some dancing right out the gate. That'll allow you and I to get settled in. And then I just want to talk a little bit about New York City, the New York City mindset, some things like that, and maybe deliver some powerful value this morning.
You got it. All right, I'm with you.
With that. But first, let's dance. Now, you and I don't think we're going to be able to hear this music, but they can hear it.
The music's in my head.
It's in your head. Is it playing? It should be playing. Oh, we'll hear it through here. All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? Let's see. I'm discombobulated. You know when you got like a man crush on somebody? Like, this guy's a celebrity to me. This is my guy. So he's got me all discombobulated this morning. But we got to say good morning to all these folks, man. We got, of course, my man Josh is up in here this morning. We've got Jeff Baker up in here. Anthony Santangelo. You ever met Anthony?
I have. Anthony was supposed to come out here tomorrow, but he's taking care of a customer tomorrow morning, so he can't join us tomorrow in Woodside, Queens.
Customer first, man.
Customer first.
Vicky Everett's up in here. Carrie Lynn Carter's up in here. Eddie Gilbert. Good morning, Christopher Campbell. Christopher Campbell's a New Yorker, I believe.
Okay.
He's around here somewhere. He said to come visit him somewhere. I don't remember where. Sandra Benstock DeLolio. You know her?
I do know her. That's right. What's she doing up?
So how do you say that last name?
Sandra Benstock.
Just put it in Sandra Benstock.
That's exactly right.
That's awesome. Faye Giles is up in here. Robert Fuller's up in here. Don Sankey, Melvin Rodriguez, AJ Schultz. Look at everybody's up in here.
The Paragon people asleep, and what's going on? Where are the Paragon peeps?
Where is your Paragon?
No idea,
I don't see Ariel. I see Susan Rose.
Ariel's at the gym, man. That guy lives in the gym.
Really?
He's a beast, yeah.
He's just a beast. He's grinding it out. Liza Borges, you know Liza, right? From Liza's with Valley Auto Group.
Yeah,
Scott Simons.
Sure.
Yep, she owns that group there. Joshua Wilson. So we got all kinds of people up in here this morning. Will you do me a favor? Will you guys hit that share button? Because this is the part of the show where I need you to do just that. Because I believe if we could change the way people start their day, we could make a massive impact on this planet. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you to hit that share button. So share this out. My man Brian got up. He joined us early this morning. The least we can do is push out a little Paragon Honda action and let everybody know that Brian Benstock's up here in New York City. What's up, dude?
Well, man, I love what you do. I love the getting people up in the morning early. I mean, it's one of these things I've been doing for many, many years. It's a ritual. And I ran into you one morning online. I'm watching the content, and the content was great. The other thing is you screwed up my routine, man, because my routine, 5:30 in the morning, was sort of in the middle of my deal. But so I got to get up a little earlier so that I can catch the content at 5:30 in the morning.
I completely understand, man. Yeah. That morning routine, I can't stress how important it is to everyone to have that morning routine. What exactly does yours look like?
First thing, I have to tell you, I have very few bad habits. One of them is coffee, and I don't know that it's a bad habit, but I'm a caffeine junkie, so the first thing I'm going to do when I get up is I'm going to have that cup of coffee, the ritual of going down into my man cave, getting set up, opening up the daily planner, what's going on for today, cup of coffee on, tell Google, hey Google, turn on the music, and I'll play whatever music that I want to listen to for that particular morning to get started. Really, always going to be listening to then the routine that Google has set out for me. There are a couple of radio stations that give me updates on what happened overnight, and then dig into our reverse risk process to see what the numbers are for all three stores the night before. And the really great thing about that product is I get to see live, real time, what the actual daily reports are for all the stores, for every single department, for all the metrics, which to me is part of the first thing that I do in the morning. and then, unfortunately for my guys, they told me at night, hey, we did 25 deals. I'm looking in the morning, it better be 25 deals.
Right.
Ariel, man, he goes, oh, it's 25 new and used. No, it's 25 new. How many used, buddy? It's separate. And I start firing off the emails, usually early in the morning before I go into planning the day. And then, of course, right around 6:30 or so in the morning, I start usually an exercise program. I'm going to be doing cardio 5 days a week, strength 3 days a week, and 1 day a week off.
And you run marathons and stuff, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I mean, I picked today for one of my favorite marathons, my Boston Marathon jacket, and I can remember like it was yesterday, qualifying for the Boston Marathon. I qualified in Miami, and it's such a great thing to have people that are watching you and sponsoring you. And my coach, I remember Angela, I crossed the finish line, and I'm crying. I was so excited that I knew I qualified.
Right.
And my whole team had qualified in New York. I missed it in New York by about 6 minutes. So I qualified when I was in Miami for Boston, and I went and did after the marathon. I got my medal, and I went to get my bag to change. And in my bag was my cell phone. I opened it up, and there was a message from my running coach, Angela Small at the time, now Angela Reardon. And when I got the message, she was so excited. She was like, "Oh my God, you did it! Oh my God!" And I don't have the message to this day. I lost the message somehow in switching over phones. But it was so amazing to hear her excitement for me being able to run and qualify for the Boston Marathon.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah,
man.
and Boston is one of the oldest marathons in the country, and it's seen as one of the more difficult marathons because you've got these incredible hills that start out at mile 17.
Yeah, so we're not just running flat.
No.
Not that running 26 miles isn't hard enough. You got to add some hills to it.
Yeah, and it's great. Some of the people that I met running are some of the best people. They're my lifelong friends. But my friend Rachel Tolchin was there. She was going to Harvard, I believe, at the time, and she wasn't running in the race, but she went to mile 17 to wait for us, and she would run one of us back up to the top of Newton Hill and then run back and wait till she saw another one and run us back up. Right. And when I got to the hill, she's there. It was so great to see her smiling face, and she was excited, and we ran up to the top of the hill. I go, "That's it?" And she goes, No, sorry. There were 3 more 1 mile hills, and it's just bam, bam, bam. But what an incredible test for me to be able to do that, and a privilege to be able to say that I qualified to run. I think I've run it 5 times now, so it's really kind of special. I'm gonna go out there and run there today.
That takes a special mindset, and I've been doing a lot of reading. Obviously, I've read a lot about a lot of different successful people and things that they do. And for those of you that don't know, Brian, give them a full introduction. What is your bio, real quick, for those of you that don't know Brian Benstock?
I started selling cars in 1982. I was told if you're going to sell cars on the North Shore of Long Island, and if you're going to sell cars on the North Shore of Long Island, you got to work for Paul Singer. And in fact, that really ties into my marathon story, because Mr. Singer was diagnosed, unfortunately, with cancer in 2005. He made a goal to beat that cancer and to run the marathon in 2006. Unfortunately, he beat the lung cancer, but it spread to a different part of his body. And I said that I'd run the marathon. I made a goal in March of 2006 that I'd run the marathon for him, and unfortunately he passed away in May of 2006, and I completed my first ever marathon at 46 years old in November of 2006. Crossed the finish line crying like a baby, happy in pain, agony. I couldn't believe I did it. And it's so analogous to running a business, guys. You know, running a marathon for me was the ability to use limited resources over a protracted period of time. And it's not just about crossing the marathon, but it's who you become in learning how to do that. And it's much more important than actually crossing the marathon, because nobody, my time wasn't a great time, but it was a great time for me. But being able to, it's who you become in that journey. You know, the discipline you learn in meeting the team 4, 5, 6 days a week to run. It's in putting in the time. And, you know, it's what a great realization that right now you have to prepare for a marathon, about 700 miles. To actually run the marathon. So it's like the car business. I mean, we're running a 12-month marathon. It's not one good day. It's not one good weekend, but it's a year. It's a year of
preparation. Put them all together.
And to keep that intensity for a full year. I mean, anybody can have a good day. Anybody can have a good week. Anybody can have a good month. But, you know, a good career is a different story. And not doing something that causes you to crash into a wall. You know, keeping the integrity there. You don't want to give up your integrity to hit the goal. And you really, as you start to get into your game, it's more than just about selling cars, right? It's about developing people. And so in order to hit your goals, you've got to develop other people. And I think it's really analogous. I went through the salesman, sales manager, assistant to the assistant sales manager. My favorite,
that whole process.
My favorite job still in the business is a sales manager. You know, to really be able to take a young man or a young woman and to have them as an entry-level position to go to a six-figure world beater to be able to support themselves and their family in this great industry.
There's nothing better, man.
Not at all.
There's absolutely nothing better than that.
Have you been turned on to Goggins? Yeah, I mean, I've spoken with him a couple of times. I'm not selling books for him. But
Are you sure?
David Goggins is the hardest son of a gun I've ever followed in my life. This guy has got a book, Can't Hurt Me. I would recommend that book to everybody. The guy's an absolute beast. His story is so inspiring. He came from a busted up household where dad beat up mom and the little kids had to see that. What is that like? I didn't have that. I had a really loving family when I grew up. So I can't say, but the darkness that young man experienced caused him to take his game to just an incredible level. So I would encourage everybody to consume all of the Goggins you can. And for free, you go on YouTube and type in David Goggins and prepare to have your head explode. Hey, that's another crazy thing, right? We don't have any excuses anymore.
None.
Because all the knowledge and learning is available at the other end of a Wi-Fi. It's free.
It's free.
You know, you just got to seek and you shall find. But, you know, so many of us are not, we're complaining, but we're not seeking.
And that's what's, I mean, I'm with you. That's the coolest part. I can remember younger, finding information was like literally opening up this thing called an encyclopedia and having to search through. You know, I remember my family, we didn't have a lot of money. I remember buying one letter at a time because we couldn't buy the whole encyclopedia. And that's how we had to find info. Now we have access and content to everybody, which is crazy. That's how you and I you know, met basically. We met socially and we're aligned, and now here we are in New York City, the place so nice that...
Name me twice. Hey, you know, I read a book, and I don't know, the guy's name is Marco Harrelson, and the name of the book was The Courage to be Rich. And, you know, you would think it doesn't take courage to be rich, but it actually does. You know, I mean, there's a lot of stigmas about being rich, and most of the people that I know that are wealthy and successful, they earned it. They worked hard. They put the time in. And I think there's this misconception today, especially in the car business, that you're going to work a 9-to-5 job 5 days a week, and somehow you're going to be rich. No, you're going to do that's the bare minimum for starting to make a living. But there's a difference between making a living and becoming rich. And it takes courage. It takes courage to say no to your friends when they're going out to the club. It takes courage to get up a little bit earlier and start your day early and to get your head set right and lay out your day and make sure you stick to your plan. It takes courage to punish yourself. And I mean punish yourself when you didn't sell a particular car on a day, and instead of taking your day off, say, no, I don't work for somebody else. When I was a salesperson, and I am a salesperson today, I worked for myself.
Right.
And if it's going to be, it's up to me. And if I blanked on a particular day, I'm going to dig in, double down the next day. I'm not going to necessarily take that day off because, you know, I've got goals, I've got dreams, and you know, and those goals and those dreams keep you focused on where you want to be.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Speaking of goals and dreams, you got to write that stuff down. you've got to write down your goals and dreams.
Okay.
And so I created this thing. It's called the hashtag Rise and Grind Planner.
Okay.
And I wanted to give one to you, my
Well,
man.
thank you very much. All right.
That's the special Brian Benstock edition.
Wow. You know, it's looks like it's pretty robust here.
Oh man, we're not messing around there.
Well, that's great.
That's a life planner. You got a full year of work in there.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, pretty cool, right?
What should I be thankful for? Well, you know, I start I don't have 10 things. I usually 3 things. So this is 10. So it's going to cause me to really focus on the things that we should be thankful for.
Yeah.
First thing we should be thankful for is we're in America, right? We live in America.
Yes.
America is easy. Compare America to Cambodia. Compare America to the Soviet Union, to other places. You know, people are climbing and going through walls and under tunnels from Mexico to get into this country.
Right.
You don't see people getting in a caravan to go live in Poland.
Right.
This is a country where people want to be. It's the land of opportunity. It's not the land where we give you stuff for free. We
Right.
give you opportunity.
Right.
And so equal opportunity shouldn't be confused with equal outcome. And I think that's where some of the young kids today get a little bit messed up. You're not entitled to equal outcome.
Right.
You're entitled to equal opportunity.
Just because the outcome's there doesn't mean that you
It's
it's just going to get
not-
handed to you. You still got to work for it.
There are some men that are better looking than others. There are some men that are taller or shorter. Look at you.
Look at this guy.
There are some people that are blessed with the gift of gab and personalities, and there are others of us that have to work at it. We have an equal opportunity. We don't necessarily have an equal outcome. And you know, so I think it's really important that you work hard to get that desired outcome. You know, I was a hockey player when I was a kid. I broke my butt because I didn't have the talent some of the other people had. And I put in the extra time. I was a skate guard at the rink. I worked on 3 different teams. Every minute of ice time I could get to get myself better was there. And this is, I think, what you see behind any really, truly successful person in business today. They're putting in the extra time. The notion that we can have a 40-hour work week and that you can really get to some incredible pinnacle of success, I think, sorry to be negative about that, but it's not reality.
It's not reality. I mean, it's the same. It's the same. It's the same as, you know, getting into the NFL or getting into the NBA or any of those things. I mean, there's a very, very, very small percentage that actually make it, and even the ones that make it, a lot of times their careers are super short. It's very, very few that end up like Tom Brady or Drew Brees or any of those guys.
The average career is less than 7 years. The average person in the NFL files for bankruptcy within 2 years after they retire. 2 years after they retire from the NFL. And then what do they do for a living after that? I mean, because if you're used to tackling quarterbacks for a living, you really can't do that in New York City after you retire. That's not how you
It'd be a little tough.
So you've got to develop the other things, the things that are sustainable. And, you know, many years ago I had a sales meeting, and I showed how a car salesman could out-earn an attorney, how a car salesman could out-earn an athlete, because our careers can be much longer. Our income is unlimited. How many billionaire basketball players do you know? Zero. How many billionaire musicians do you know? Zero. Don't tell me Dr. Dre, because he didn't make his money as a musician. He made his billions selling headphones, right? How many billionaire actors do you know? Zero. How many billionaire actresses do you know? Zero. Entertainers, I think 1. Oprah.
Okay.
I can name 15.
Right.
Billionaire car people.
Yeah.
15. In fact, I ran into 2.
I can name one right now.
15. Just run through the names, right? Run through the Penske names, through Ernie Bach. You can run through. I mean, I don't pretend to know some of the guys on the West Coast, their net worth, but my
Tom Benson, man, the owner of the New Orleans Saints, he was a car guy
all day long. And look at Larry Miller.
Larry
Miller. They were going to move the Utah Jazz out of Utah. I said, no, you can't do that. I love my Utah Jazz.
I love the game.
He bought the team.
Same thing with Tom Benson.
Bought the team.
Tom was like, no, you're not moving the team out of New Orleans. I love these guys.
It's really great to be an athlete and everyone love you and everything else. And those guys make great money. Well, imagine what the owners make.
I know. The guy who's signing the check.
Yeah. So
that's putting in the work.
If you really like the sport, then buy the team.
Right.
And that's a commitment.
That's huge.
And when you think the Larry H. Miller crew, I mean, they're so concerned about their employees. They actually pay for the college for any of the families of the employees of the dealership.
Really?
They pay for the college. State school is free. If you go out of state, they give you contribute the amount that the state school would have cost for your children to stay to go to college. I think what a commitment to their employees that they have. It's really spectacular.
That is spectacular. Man, this is fun.
Yeah, there is.
This is fun.
Yeah, and New York is so alive at 5:30 in the morning. It's great. As I was coming over here, it was about 5 o'clock in the morning, and the streets are packed. I thought I was a world beater when I was younger, and I'd go to Central Park, and I'd get there at 6 o'clock in the morning, like, Rocky. Here I am by myself, and you get to the park, and it's packed, and you realize people are done, man. You're like, oh man, and that's what I love about New York. If you want to play tennis with somebody that's better than you. That's how you get better.
Sure.
Everything is great in New York City. If you want to be a baller in New York City, you better bring your big wallet. I don't wear a watch when I'm in New York City because there's always someone with a nicer watch in New York City. So it's just the competition is so great here. There's a dealer in New York City, and I can't name the brand, but their rent factor is $700,000 a month.
Yeah, I heard you talking about that with Lisa Copeland. $700,000 a month.
That'll keep you up at night.
That'll
That dealer's up right now, and he's working. He's working.
Man, even just the little things like my daughter. So, again, thank you for inviting us out here.
It's our privilege.
And I got to tell you guys, one thing that with this transition, right, I left the dealership, had this transition, and Brian talked about me coming out. This was when I was in Miami.
Right.
I remember you were like, this weekend. You're coming out this weekend. And I was like, hold on, I got to run home first.
I got goals.
Yes. But Brian asked me to come out, and I thought, man, I'm going to bring my daughter. Like, I'm going to bring my 9-year-old. And I said, and so I called Brian, and right out the gate I said, hey, Brian, I can come out this weekend. How do you feel about my daughter coming? And instantly Brian was like, absolutely, let's go, bring her, we'll take her out to a nice dinner, we'll do all kinds of stuff, so I appreciate that.
We're going out to dinner tonight. She said to me last night, do you want to see my dress, or do you want to wait till tomorrow night? And that's so cool, man. That's so cool.
Man.
Wicked cool. Hey, what I love, too, you're coming out tomorrow to Paragon.
Right.
You're gonna have a meeting with the team. What I really think is cool about that, do you know how many people have come to Paragon? And like I have a picture of Grant Cardone in 2009. And you look at the Grant at 2009 that was giving a presentation in the basement of Paragon, and you look at that beast today.
Right.
I'm telling you, you're going to change your life. Coming and speaking at Paragon will change your life. I don't want to take credit for Grant Cardone, but he was nothing until he spoke at Paragon. And now look at him, he's lighting it up, man.
Paragon's the spot.
Got Lisa Copeland there. Got Cedric King has come and spoken at Paragon. David Spisak is coming. So it's just, it's a thing now. I'm saying, hey, my job is to develop people.
Right.
And I can't take the entire dealership to hustle and grind, right?
Right.
But I can take hustle and grind to the dealership.
That's right, you can.
And when I went there, it was such a great event. It was so motivational. I got so turned on, and I wanted to share that with everybody. So bringing you to the United Center, to Paragon Honda,
Right.
is as close as I can come to bringing everybody there at one time.
Well, I absolutely appreciate it, man. And we've been running around this beautiful city.
Yeah.
All yesterday. We were wore out. And talk about sacrifices. Imagine if a guy you really look up to says you got time to go grab a snack, and we're so tired last night that I'm like, no, Brian, we're in our pajamas. We got to get up early in the morning. So
you didn't do New York right if the first night you're not worn out. I mean, and but I don't know if you noticed, but when you walk on the cement in New York, I told this to Lisa Copeland, the cement is like one of those phone chargers. Energy comes up out of the cement, and I get
For
so
sure.
turned on
You
in
can
New
feel
York
it.
City. I was a little kid driving into New York City, and I saw Gotham City, and I said, this is amazing. I still get the same feeling today, and I'm 58 years old. I love it. I absolutely love New York City.
You can tell that it jazzes you up, which I love. But I did notice, like, even we went and saw the Rockettes, man. Perfection, precision. They're doing 3 shows a day, 6 days a week. Like, everybody's moving, shaking. Guys are on their phones. People are doing the car. Every inch is filled with, every space is filled in this place. It's just a daily grind for the greater good, not grind in a bad way, but like everybody's getting after it, and that competition level is just insane. And
It's
yet
the best in the world.
are-
It's the best in the world. It's game on.
Right.
Look at that. What is that? Radio City Music Hall.
Yes.
The stage that they built in the
Oh
30s.
my gosh.
It is incredible. Who was I talking to? I was talking to a professional football player the other night, and I had dinner, and he said, he's going again to Rockefeller Center with his kids. He said the first time he went there, he thought, I'll do this. He didn't really want to be there. He said, I sat there, and the kids are talking to me. He goes, I was just in trance on the stage, and the kids are like, Dad. He goes, I'm watching the show. It really is amazing.
It is amazing. Everything about this place.
Did you go to Rockefeller Center?
We did. We went to Rockefeller Center. We did some ice skating
Okay, under the tree.
under the
It's a
tree.
heck of a tree, isn't it?
Yeah, beautiful tree.
It's beautiful.
It's incredible.
I can't imagine any place better during the Christmas holiday, during this time of year, than Rockefeller Center.
It's awesome.
And you know, it tells you, don't take this stuff for granted. I can't tell you how many people that live in New York have never been to the Statue of Liberty. I can't tell you how many people live in New York have never been to the Empire State Building. And it's easy to take greatness for granted. I remember one day being at dinner with a bunch of dealers, and the subject of my partner, my boss, and he was alive at the time, came up, and people were telling me all these stories about him. And the next day I went to work, and I told him, I said, you know, I'm sorry. I apologize. I take you for granted. I don't do it intentionally. But I was around greatness 6-7 days a week for so many years, and you can take it for granted. And I told him, I just don't want you to think I take you for granted. And I think sometimes some of the things that we do, you can take people for granted, people that you love and you care about. And that man I love and I care about. And his picture is on my desk. And his wife was in my office the other day, and she saw the picture, and she looked, and she said, the picture has different moods. It's really one of those incredible pictures where when I do something right, he's smiling. When I do something wrong, he's giving me a friend. It's great. Dude is bizarre.
That's awesome.
But you know, your coaches are always with you in your life. You know?
Yeah.
And my hockey coach, Norm Ryder, he's in Florida now. He's in his late 70s, maybe early 80s. Man, I'd run through a brick wall for that guy.
Right.
Still to this day. And you know, I find the people that I most respect are the people that were hardest on me.
Right.
And I think that's very different today. I think people want people to be easy on them. I don't want somebody to be easy on me. I want, you know, how do you get the best out of me is by pushing me to places where I never thought I could be.
Yeah.
Whether that's in a spouse, or whether that's in a boss, or whether that's in education. My daughter Trinity, it's 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. I can tell you one thing: she's up studying right now. And it's
how old is she?
She's 14.
Wow.
She's absolutely brilliant.
Right.
And that's not, I'm not bragging for me. That's on her.
Yeah,
5:30 in the morning. She's up studying every single day. Her grade point average was 97.8. Adjusted average was 108. One of the best grade point averages in the country.
Wow.
And she works at it, man.
Right.
She works at it, and she wants to be a microbiologist.
I wonder where she got that example from.
You know, I wish I could take the credit. I can't take the credit. She's putting the work in.
Sure.
And all of my kids are all very, very different. And, you know, I want for my children to be the best version of them that they can be.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
sometimes when people are like yourself or people like me, we can put a burden on our children because they say, gosh, Dad's bigger than life. How can I be that? Mom's bigger than life. My wife is an absolute beast when it comes to what she does to raise those children.
Right.
And that's a full-time job. And again, I don't ever want to take that for granted.
Sure.
I'm here, and the family's taken care of. I don't have to worry about that. I don't want to take that for granted. I work 6-7 days a week, and the family's taken care of. You know, I don't want to take that for granted.
Love it,
Yeah,
man.
and I don't want to take that staff that we have for granted. You know, Ariel is a hard-working young man. The team there is fantastic. Justin and Marat in the Acura store doing numbers we never dreamed of with an Acura store. I didn't tell them it's Acura. These guys are making money in that store like it's a Mercedes-Benz dealership because I never told them it's Acura. You're not supposed to do that. So let's not. And thankfully, they're not awake now. Those guys have probably crashed. So they don't know that you're not supposed to make dough like that. No, these guys they're just out there. They don't know it's Highline. They're treating it like it's like they're selling hotcakes every day.
I know.
I called him last night. I said, hey, how we do? He goes, matter of fact, we did 10 Acuras. That's some dealer's month.
Oh, yeah.
that was a new car yesterday, not including used. So
That's awesome.
we're real excited.
Well, I love your heart.
What are you excited about this
I
year?
love your passion.
You know, it's.
I love it.
It's not fake. I had some guy accuse me once. He said, "Well, that guy, he must do drugs or something like that." And I think, God forbid, I've got to do that to feel like this.
Right.
Life is great. I mean, we are in the greatest time of all time. Look, look, do you know everything that's ever been invented is right here on the phone, and you can access it. Ask it a question, you can get the answer to the question. You used to say to the Lord, please help me, and you get answers from the Lord. Now you just ask Google, and Google will give you the answer. I mean, it's just so incredible. I used to write postcards, 1,000 postcards a month to people. Right now, you can have an email template, and you can send it out to 20,000 people with video for the F word, free.
Right.
You don't have an excuse not to be able to reach incredible markets. You don't have an excuse not to double business. And you know, that's the crazy thing now is I see it. I see that ability to double business is there. And it's getting everybody else to see it and not say, yeah, he's just trying to do that because he wants to make more money. It's not about the money. It's about the accomplishment. And I want it because it's there. Did you see, Lisa and I was talking the other day, you know this guy, Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I know Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay, and he's had some bumps in the road, but let me tell you about Schwarzenegger. He wrote a book in 1973 called The Education of a Bodybuilder. In that book in 73, like this book, he told of what he was going to do. He said he's going to come to the United States of America, that he's going to be the biggest bodybuilder in the history of the world. He had a very simple goal. When anybody put a barbell in their hand, they thought of Arnold. And he was going to be a multimillionaire. And he said he was going to be an actor, the biggest actor and the highest paid actor in all of Hollywood. At that time, he hadn't acted in a single role.
Right.
And then he wanted to give back to the country that he loved so much, America, and get involved in politics. And that was what he wrote in 73, and it was a joke because he spoke very little English. He had the heavy Austrian accent, and they told him, "You'll never make it in acting because of your accent." And sure enough, everything that was in that book was a blueprint for what he did. And so Goggins talks about, stop reading other people's books. Read your book.
Yeah, man.
And be honest with yourself. If you're overweight, he says, tell yourself, hey, I'm fat, man, and fix that. Don't say, nah, you're okay. No, I'm not okay. And if you're dumb, he says, hey, call yourself a dumb. Yeah, and he's pretty raw.
Yeah.
But hey,
it's good. I love his videos.
Yeah, but it's more than his videos. It's the guy, and so this book gives you the opportunity to write your blueprint. And the problem is that most of us don't reach high enough, right? We set average goals or mediocre goals. And love him or hate him, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, he said, I don't understand people. Given a choice, if you put on a list of 50,000, what would you like to have? A $50,000 income, $150,000 income, or a $300,000 income. Most people pick the middle income. He says, not me. I'll cost that damn thing out for $5 million.
Right.
And it's the mindset of people that want to go after it. And again, that can be a dangerous thing, ambition. But I think for young folks, you've got to reach for the stars.
And especially for the right reasons. You want to do it for the right reasons.
Yeah. Right? And for us, Jim Rohn said it many years ago. Make a goal to be a millionaire, not for the money, but for the person it'll cause you to have to become to be a millionaire, right? If you're going to be a millionaire, well, you've got to earn a certain income. You've got to have certain other habits, right? Like savings. You've got to learn now. You've learned how to save. Now you've got to learn how to get good return on that money, that investment. Then you've got to learn how to get multiple income streams, which means you've got to increase your personal capacity to have multiple different responsibilities that you have. And then a family comes in, and you've got to learn how to juggle the family with the goal of being a millionaire. And sure enough, as you get and you overcome those other obstacles, you can become a millionaire. It's the same thing with learning to run a marathon. It's not about running, it's nutrition, it's discipline over time.
Right.
And so the crossing of 26 miles, well, that's a good accomplishment. It's really all those other things that lead up to that. That's really special. Yeah.
What do you guys think about my man, Brian Benstock? I know you love him. I stinking love him. Look, we're going to get out of here. We're at 32 minutes already. It just goes by so fast. But hey, I want to thank all of you guys for tuning in, coming into the show every day, 5:30 a.m., giving me a reason to get suited up nice and early.
Who's going to Central Park right now? Central Park, man, Boathouse. It's time. Do a little loop. Let's go. 6 miles around, and then I'm going to join you downstairs for power breakfast at the Regency Hotel. The Regency Hotel founded the Power Breakfast here in New York City. It was founded in the depths of adversity. In the 70s, New York City was bankrupt. The business leaders, the political leaders, the financial leaders of the city all met here for breakfast in the morning, and they had the Power Breakfast, and they worked together as a mastermind group to figure out how to get the city out of where the bad place that it was.
Right.
And they did.
And it still continues.
Yeah, they continue that tradition. But they've got to get ready for us, because this morning is going to be the Power Breakfast. It's you, me, and your daughter having blueberry pancakes.
I can't wait, man.
I can't wait either.
The best ever from what you tell me.
The best ever. TBE.
The best ever. Bro,
thank you.
Thanks. For doing this.
Great to be here.
Awesome. You guys have an incredible day. Hit that share button. Get Brian all the way out as far as we can push him out, because everybody needs a little Brian Benstock in his life. And Paragon Honda, I'm excited to go speak to that team tomorrow. Got a whole new thing set up for those guys. Whole new deck, whole new presentation. I'm excited to deliver it. It's going to be incredible. You have an incredible, amazing, fantastic, over-the-top, phenomenal day today. Can you do that for me, please? And if you need more videos like this, go to glenlundy.com. If you need some Rise and Grind gear, go to glenlundy.com. If you haven't got your planner yet, you got to get it.
Loving it.
Go to glenlundy.com. I've got When I get back, I will have 2 more days where I can sign planners through Tuesday. After that, it's on Amazon. You can't get it signed. So if you need it, go to glennlundy.com. But most importantly, enjoy your weekend. Love on your spouse. Hug on your kids. Lift them up. Work harder than you've ever worked before. Wrong words. Work smarter than you've ever worked before. And know that you, my friend, you are a child of God. The God of the universe. He made you to be the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And you're already starting to make some good decisions. You're popping in on hashtag Rise and Grind. You're in the group. You're surrounding yourself with incredible people. You're listening to mentors and wisdom of words from guys like Mr. Brian Benstock himself. You're already starting to do these things, and it's making an impact. It's making an impact on your friends, on your family members, on your coworkers. It's making an impact on everyone around you, and it's making an impact on me. And I, for one, absolutely love you for it. If nobody's told you that yet today, I want to be the first. I absolutely stinking love you. So have an incredible day. Come back again Monday morning. We'll do it all over again at 5:30 a.m. on hashtag Rise and Grind.